Yesterday, on the 14th of September, social media across China and beyond was set ablaze with extraordinary footage from Shandong province. The videos, filmed by ordinary residents in cities such as Weifang and Rizhao, appeared to capture a dramatic interception in the night sky. A bright aerial event unfolded overhead, leaving witnesses stunned. What looked to some like a missile test quickly spiraled into one of the most talked-about mysteries of the year, as countless others swore they had seen a UFO brought down by Chinese air defense systems. The events seemed to begin 2 days earlier, on the 12th of September, when a fireball-like object was reported by locals across eastern China. This luminous anomaly moved with incredible speed, and then, without warning, erupted in a burst of light that illuminated the night sky. Those in the area spoke of hearing 2 loud bangs that rattled windows and caused a momentary tremor underfoot. The flashes and the booming sounds carried the hallmarks of a high-speed aerial collision, yet no official word explained what the object was or why it had appeared. By the 13th of September, the Emergency Management Bureau released a short statement claiming they had no information about an interception, impact, or any other event in the skies. That silence only amplified speculation, particularly as more videos circulated online showing what appeared to be a missile locking onto and striking an object mid-air. These recordings, often grainy and shot from phones, nonetheless revealed a blinding flash followed by fragments of glowing debris streaking toward the ground. To many, this was no ordinary test. By the 14th of September, the Taiwanese origin Chinese language newspaper World Journal had taken notice, publishing accounts from Shandong residents who were adamant about what they had witnessed. According to them, the skies held more than just a test missile. Some swore the target was an unidentified flying object, a craft that behaved unlike any known plane, drone, or satellite. The sudden interception, they said, was not coincidental. Rather, it was a deliberate attempt to neutralize something that had entered Chinese airspace uninvited. Reports from eyewitnesses described the object as luminous, moving with precision, and seemingly unaffected by normal flight dynamics. One man from Rizhao noted how the craft appeared to hover and shift before a missile streaked toward it, resulting in the massive flash that lit up the night. Others described the experience as surreal, as though the sky had split open for a brief instant, leaving behind the echo of a hidden conflict. Not all were convinced that the incident was extraterrestrial. Many online analysts leaned toward a more conventional explanation, an advanced anti-missile test. The theory went that the initial glowing object was a simulated target, perhaps designed to mimic the trajectory of a hostile missile. The second streak of light, they argued, was the interceptor, which successfully struck its mark in what appeared to be a textbook example of terminal interception technology. If true, it meant that China had demonstrated remarkable progress in missile defense, showing the ability to take down high-speed aerial targets with precision. Some commentators even suggested that the test was intentionally conducted in an area where civilians might see it, to show both domestic audiences and foreign observers that the nation's defensive systems were reaching new levels of sophistication. Such an event would not only boost morale, but also serve as a quiet yet visible demonstration of power to the world. The noises, flashes, and fragments in this view were not the remains of an alien craft, but the visible evidence of cutting-edge technology at work. Yet the lack of official acknowledgement left room for the other, more mysterious theory to grow. Many people could not dismiss the eyewitness claims that the craft before interception was unlike anything terrestrial. The description of its glow, its movements, and the strange tremor that accompanied its destruction aligned with decades of stories about unidentified flying objects across the world. For these observers, the Shandong incident was nothing less than proof that a UFO had been intercepted and neutralized. Adding fuel to these beliefs were online whispers that insiders within China had hinted at something unusual. Some anonymous voices claimed that after the event, military convoys were seen moving quickly into the region, perhaps to recover debris from the impact site. Others said that villages nearby were briefly restricted, with residents asked to stay indoors as unusual activity unfolded through the night. Whether true or not, such stories only magnified the sense of mystery. Those leaning toward the UFO explanation also pointed out that missile intercept tests are usually announced, or at least quietly acknowledged, within military circles. The refusal of the Emergency Management Bureau to confirm even the most basic details about the event made skeptics suspicious. Why deny what appeared to be plain as day in the videos unless something more controversial had truly occurred? Meanwhile, those confident in the missile test explanation countered that secrecy is typical for such exercises. They noted that advanced anti-missile systems are highly classified, and the government would have little incentive to provide open commentary on tests that might reveal strategic capabilities to rivals. The ambiguity, in this sense, was intentional. Regardless of which theory one adopts, the fact remains that hundreds of thousands of people have now seen the footage, debated it, and drawn their own conclusions. Social media has kept the story alive, with hashtags related to the Shandong event trending for days. For many, it is already being compared to other famous UFO incidents around the world, though with the added intrigue of possible military involvement. The videos have also reignited global interest in the question of what is happening in the skies above us. If it was a missile intercept, it demonstrates the remarkable level of technological advancement now being achieved in air defense. If it was something more, something unexplained, then it may represent one of the most significant encounters of modern times. The truth may never be fully revealed, but the night of the 12th of September in 2025 will be remembered as the moment the skies of Shandong province became the stage for a mystery that captivated the world. In the absence of an official explanation, the incident remains an open puzzle. Whether extraterrestrial, technological, or both, it has shown once again how quickly events in the night sky can unsettle our understanding of reality. For the people of Shandong who watched in awe as the bright flash lit up the horizon, the experience was unforgettable. For the world, the footage stands as both evidence and mystery, a reminder that mysteries still unfold above us, waiting to be explained. A startling whistleblower revelation has emerged, disclosing the Pentagon's clandestine UFO data recovery initiative, Immaculate Constellation, operational since 2017. This initiative was previously beyond congressional oversight, and with the revelation of the whistleblower report, its secrecy has now been disclosed. The whistleblower asserts that the primary objective of the Immaculate Constellation program is to identify and extract the most compelling UFO pictures, films, eyewitness accounts, and electronic sensor data held by the military. The high-quality multi-sensor UFO data are so rigorously regulated that mentioning them may pose a personal risk. The initiative came about as a top-secret operation following the 2017 leak of 3 infrared UFO films from the US Navy. Recently, a photograph of a ball-shaped UFO adorned with small spikes surfaced on a popular Chinese website. This image, quickly hailed as one of the clearest and most intriguing UFO captures to date, has generated significant interest and debate online. Unlike the grainy or poorly defined UFO images that often dominate discussions, this particular image stands out for its clarity, detail, and the unusual design of the object itself. For many, it represents a breakthrough in the ongoing search for visual evidence of unidentified flying objects. The image in question first appeared on a Chinese website, quickly spreading to other platforms and gaining international attention. In the photo, a spherical object with small, evenly spaced spikes can be seen hovering in the sky. The UFO appears to be metallic or reflective, with the sunlight glinting off its surface, giving it a shiny, almost polished appearance. The small spikes protruding from its surface add to the mystery, as they do not resemble any known human-made aircraft or technology. The object itself is seen at a relatively low altitude, providing an unusually detailed view of its structure, unlike many distant or blurry UFO sightings. The clarity of the image is what has made it stand out from the typical UFO pictures that circulate online. Many UFO images are vague or taken from great distances, leaving room for misinterpretation or the possibility that the objects are natural phenomena, such as birds, balloons, or drones. However, the detail in this photo, particularly the distinct spiked design, has led many to argue that it is one of the most compelling pieces of evidence in favor of the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena. The public reaction to the image has been swift and widespread. Social media platforms in China, as well as Twitter and Reddit internationally, have seen countless discussions and theories about the origins and nature of the object. Believers in UFOs have been quick to embrace the image as one of the most convincing visual pieces of evidence to date, with many suggesting that the design of the object is too unique and advanced to be of human origin. The clarity of the ball-shaped UFO image represents a significant moment in the world of UFO research and investigation. For years, one of the primary criticisms levied against UFO sightings has been the lack of high-quality visual evidence. Blurry or ambiguous images have been dismissed as inconclusive, and the lack of clear, detailed photographs has made it difficult for UFO enthusiasts to convince the broader public or scientific community of the legitimacy of their claims. This new image, however, challenges that narrative. With its sharp details and distinct features, the photo offers a much stronger foundation for serious analysis and investigation. The clear depiction of the object has piqued the interest of UFO researchers around the world, many of whom are calling for further examination of the photograph to rule out possible explanations or to corroborate its authenticity. If the image holds up under scrutiny, it could represent a turning point in the conversation about UFOs, pushing the phenomenon further into the realm of legitimate scientific inquiry. For decades, military personnel who claimed to have encountered UFOs often faced skepticism, ridicule, or outright dismissal. Reports of strange, fast-moving objects seen on radar or witnessed by pilots during training exercises were frequently written off as atmospheric anomalies, equipment malfunctions, or optical illusions. However, in recent years, more and more military personnel have chosen to come forward, sharing detailed accounts of encounters with unknown flying objects that defy conventional explanation. One of the most notable whistleblowers is former US Navy pilot commander David Fravor, who publicly discussed a 2004 encounter with a UFO off the coast of San Diego. During a routine training exercise, Fravor and his squadron were dispatched to investigate radar anomalies picked up by the USS Princeton. Upon arrival at the scene, Fravor and his fellow pilots observed a white, tic-tac-shaped object moving erratically at incredible speeds. The object had no visible wings, propulsion system, or markings, yet it outmaneuvered their jets with ease. Fravor's account, which was later corroborated by radar data and additional witnesses, was one of the first instances where a military UFO encounter was publicly acknowledged by the US government. Fravor's testimony, along with those of other whistleblowers, has laid the groundwork for a broader conversation about UFOs within the military and intelligence communities. These individuals are no longer treated as fringe figures or conspiracy theorists. Instead, their experiences are being taken seriously as part of an emerging body of evidence that UFOs represent a real and potentially significant phenomenon. For much of the 20th century, the US government's official stance on UFOs was one of denial or downplaying. Since then, the Department of Defense has established a formal UAP task force to investigate and analyze UFO sightings reported by military personnel. In 2020, the Pentagon officially declassified several videos of UFO encounters, acknowledging that the objects captured on film remain unidentified. This newfound transparency and seriousness in addressing UFO sightings marks a significant departure from the government's historical approach to the subject. The government is no longer dismissing UFOs as a fringe topic, but instead recognizing them as a phenomenon that could have important implications for national security and aviation safety. There are several reasons why the US government has begun to take UFO whistleblowers more seriously. First and foremost is the growing body of credible evidence from military sources. Pilots, radar operators, and intelligence personnel have provided detailed accounts of encounters with objects that exhibit capabilities far beyond anything currently known to exist. These objects are often described as having extraordinary speed, maneuverability, and the ability to perform aerial feats that defy the laws of physics as we understand them. Additionally, UFO encounters have occurred near sensitive military installations, including nuclear facilities, which raises concerns about potential espionage or surveillance by foreign adversaries. While there is no evidence to suggest that UFOs are the work of another nation, the possibility that advanced technology could be used to spy on the US has prompted military officials to treat these sightings with greater urgency. Another key factor is the safety risk that UAPs pose to military pilots. In numerous instances, UFOs have been reported in close proximity to military aircraft, sometimes resulting in near misses. Given the potential danger to flight operations, the government has recognized the need to investigate these phenomena to ensure the safety of both military and civilian aviation. Finally, the cultural stigma surrounding UFOs has begun to fade. For decades, those who reported UFO sightings risked being labeled as delusional or untrustworthy. However, as more military personnel and credible witnesses come forward, in numerous instances, UFOs have been reported in close proximity to military aircraft, sometimes resulting in near misses. Given the potential danger to flight operations, the government has recognized the need to investigate these phenomena to ensure the safety of both military and civilian aviation. Finally, the cultural stigma surrounding UFOs has begun to fade. For decades, those who reported UFO sightings risked being labeled as delusional or untrustworthy. However, as more military personnel and credible witnesses come forward, this stigma is being replaced by a more open and scientific approach to the subject. This shift in perception has allowed whistleblowers to share their stories without fear of ridicule, leading to a greater willingness within the government to investigate and take these reports seriously. As the US government continues to investigate UAPs, many hope that these efforts will lead to a greater understanding of what these objects are and where they come from. Some speculate that UAPs could represent advanced technology developed by foreign adversaries, while others believe they may be evidence of extraterrestrial life. Regardless of the origin of these objects, there is now a clear consensus that they warrant further study. Whistleblowers have played a crucial role in bringing the issue of UFOs to the forefront of public and governmental attention. Without their courage in coming forward, many of these encounters might still be shrouded in secrecy, and the government might still be ignoring the potential implications of these sightings. In the coming years, it is likely that we will see more whistleblowers step forward, and with the government's new approach to transparency, we may finally begin to unravel the mysteries of UFOs. In recent years, the quality of UFO images has significantly improved, with clearer and more detailed sightings emerging from both civilian and military sources. This marks a noticeable shift from the traditionally blurry, vague, or otherwise ambiguous photos and videos that have long characterized UFO encounters. The most straightforward explanation for the improvement in UFO imagery is the rapid advancement of camera technology. In the past, UFO sightings were often captured using outdated or low-quality equipment, such as analog cameras, older camcorders, or early-generation mobile phone cameras. These devices were not capable of capturing sharp images, especially of fast-moving objects or at long distances. Grainy images, blurry smudges, and out-of-focus lights became synonymous with UFO sightings, leading to skepticism about their authenticity. However, with the rise of smartphones equipped with high-definition cameras and advanced imaging technologies, the general population now has access to tools that can capture detailed, high-resolution images and videos. Even budget smartphones today come with cameras that rival professional-grade equipment from just a decade ago. Features such as optical zoom, stabilization, and improved low-light capabilities enable users to capture clearer images of objects in the sky, even from great distances. Drones, another relatively new technology, also play a role in clearer UFO imagery. These devices are equipped with advanced cameras that can fly to high altitudes, capturing wide-angle views and precise footage of the sky. In recent years, both hobbyists and professionals have used drones to investigate UFO sightings or to record the night sky, leading to sharper and more reliable footage. Another reason for the increase in clear UFO images is the widespread adoption of video and image sharing platforms. Sites like YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit, among others, provide people with instant access to a global audience. When a UFO sighting occurs, eyewitnesses can quickly upload and share their footage with millions of viewers. This immediacy allows for faster distribution of potentially valuable evidence, encouraging more individuals to record and share their experiences. In earlier decades, sharing UFO footage was a much slower process, often involving the media or specialized UFO organizations as intermediaries. This delay limited public access to real-time or near-real-time evidence, and many images would be subject to scrutiny before they could reach a broader audience. Today, with platforms that allow anyone to instantly upload footage, UFO sightings are more visible, and more people are contributing to the ongoing investigation by capturing clearer images. These platforms also allow UFO researchers, hobbyists and enthusiasts to pool resources and exchange ideas. Through these networks, users can share tips on how to improve their UFO photography or analyze sightings. In addition to technological advancements and the rise of social media, greater transparency from governments has contributed to clearer UFO images. Historically, the US government and other authorities were dismissive of UFO sightings, often labeling them as hoaxes, misidentified aircraft, or weather phenomena. This stance left little room for serious inquiry, and any images that emerged were often disregarded by official channels, leaving researchers to rely on speculation rather than credible evidence. The social and cultural environment surrounding UFOs has also evolved. In the past, reporting a UFO sighting or sharing a photo might have attracted ridicule or disbelief. The stigma associated with UFO encounters led many people to remain silent about their experiences, especially if the photographic evidence was unclear or easily debunked. As a result, potential witnesses were discouraged from coming forward, even if they had credible accounts or evidence. However, as UFOs become a topic of mainstream discussion and scientific inquiry, the public has grown more comfortable with the idea of sharing their own experiences.